welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jordan Stacy Green, and here on this YouTube channel I like to deliver messages of self-healing and reflection through tarot. Hello my soul tribe, hello my soul family. I hope everyone is doing well today. I come today to you with the pick a card. And this pick a card is where you would like to be 5 years from now. So, why did I do this pick a card? I don't know. These things pop into my head. I don't really have a clear definition on why this one today. This one just really popped in my head. I am currently like on my way to trying to, I guess, manifest the life of my dreams. And sometimes I guess it's good to have a small energy check on where you're at now, where you would like to go, and making sure we're taking, like, I guess, the proper steps on how to get there. So let me stop my rambling and get on to the pile selections. We have 3 piles here for you today. Choose whatever pile calls you. You could use the crystal, you could use the stone, you could use the letter or the number. Whatever is guiding you is up to you. Maybe you have 1 or 2 piles. You could have maybe all 3 piles is going to you. You have multiple goals and things that you're trying to manifest. As my therapist says, welcome to being a multifaceted human being. So let's get into the piles. This is pile 1. I am not sure what these stones are. Once again, everything just called to me today. I am working purely on intuition. But here's the crystal, the stone or crystal for pile number 1. And here is for pile 2. All right, and here's the stone for pile 3. All right, guys, so take a couple of deep breaths, pause the video, drink your water, drink your wine, smoke your blunts, and I will see you at your pile selection. Okay, hi pile number 1. Let's get right into it. So I'm gonna take, before we get into where you would like to be and how to get there, I just want to take a look into the energy that you are in now. So when I was pulling your cards, yeah, you have a lot of fire here. When I was pulling your cards, so many was coming out. So, and I was just like one at a time. It was just like blasting out. And then when I like put my foot down and said, I can only do 1 at a time, then a splurt, and then the cards came out 1 at a time. You're being represented right now, or your current energy is being represented by the Page of Wands. And this is someone who is like fiery and impulsive and ready to go, ready for action. A little bit reckless, and when I say a little bit reckless, I mean a lot of bit reckless. If you think about the element of fire, it's very, very hard to control. It takes a long time and a little bit of and a lot of bit of patience to learn how to control the element of fire. And when you are learning how to control your fire, there's a price that you pay. You get burned. You get burned. When the fire gets too much and it goes out where it explodes, you get burned. And then when the fire is dull too much, you're not warm enough. Growth and expansion seems very, 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 very important to you. If it's in business, if it's in spiritual practice, if it's in education, I don't know, expanding your family, your knowledge, growth seems very, very important to you. Seem to be extremely focused on getting better, getting ahead, improving your situation, not being stagnant, trying to make the best out of your circumstances. You also have the networker card here. Light attributes enhances unity through sharing of information. I can't say that. Okay, engage in social awareness and empathy. And in shadow attributes, conveys information only for personal gain and spreads fear and falsehood. Yeah, so you feel like a person who definitely likes to advance their status, and you know the importance of you know the importance of the company that you keep. You know the importance of the company that you keep. And you know that you want them to also grow as well. But there also seems to feel like a certain competition with the company you keep. Yeah, it feels like there's some like toxic positivity, one up and ship. Like I grew I don't know how to say that. I grew more, or I grew better, or maybe if you're in like business or finance, this is how I see it. You got a group of people that maybe you go around and you do deals with, and even though they're on your team, you're still kind of in competition with them. So your deal closes, like, yay, it's good for the team overall, but then it's a loss for the whoever the individual person is. So I see your circle group as very competitive, very like I'm one and up on you, like I'm better. Like if you did 20 push-ups, then your friend wants to do 50 push-ups. And then if they did 50, then you're going to do 100. And while that may fuel growth, or while it may push you towards growth in the beginning, I feel like it has to be exhausting after a while. Maybe sometimes you just want to come to your support circle and you don't want to be one-upped, or you don't want to share a weakness or something that you was going through, and you know they're downplaying it, or it's a chance for them to slam or make fun of you, or dump on you. I see that very heavily with your circle. So let's look into where you would like to be, and you right on track and right on par you are, because you want to go from this Page of Wands to this King of Wands. Yeah, I don't think you're able to do that in the circle that you are in right now. with this heavy competition, this underlying like frenemy vibes. But pile number one, I feel like in 5 years, because that's, let me, before I lose sidetrack of this reading, in 5 years, I feel like you want to be in this king and in this queen energy. We have radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Yeah, maybe you want to use your status and your growth and some of the things you've done to, or have learned or accomplished. Maybe you want to use some of those things for more traditionally feminine, you know, roles, helping out, nourishing. And in the group that you are in, maybe they don't value that. The job that you're in, the religion, the family situation that you're in, maybe they don't value that. But you want to step into this King of Wands energy. You don't want to be on the page making wild and reckless decisions. You don't want to be in this Page of Wand energy. You don't want to just be out here burning down forests and spreading your fire and losing control of it. You want to be the king. You have the right to be the king. You want to be the king. Yeah, you don't want to be in competition with your tribe and the people that you love. You want to protect them. You want to protect them. You want to nurture them. You want to be the kind of person that your tribe and your social circle looks up to, who could depend on, who know you have their backs. You want to make choices for the group that makes you feel good, that makes you feel better. Not just that pushes this growth. Because once again, this is the energy that you're currently in, and this is where you're trying to get to. So yeah, this might be pushing you to grow, and this might be this kind of network, or the circle might be maybe giving you some sort of material and tangible results that you could see. But I feel like I know you know, because you know, I know you know. I know you know there's a part missing. And yeah, you could do this without all the petty stuff in between. So how do you get there? All right. We have the Fool and the Emperor. So you're going to get there. You have to, I know this is going to sound harsh, but this is what I see. Whatever situation you're in right here, or these people that are causing this competition is causing you to be stagnant. The growth that you're receiving from this, or whatever the energy you're receiving from this is not really true. It feels false. It feels like you need a brand new, fresh start with a different way of thinking. Full moon in Sagittarius. See the bigger picture. So you might be focusing on small details like, I don't know. I see like Wall Street, like somebody working on Wall Street, one of those movies, and every single day, like maybe they're in the computer and they're putting in the accounts and they're watching it go up and down, and they're seeing like, okay, this is a profit, this is a profit, that is the profit. But at the end of the day, maybe they didn't really fully invest or do anything else. Like they were so focused on the day-to-day and how that looked and how to get it. By time they looked up from their computer and they were so proud of those daily stock numbers, they looked up from the computer and they missed the entire big picture. And I feel like you don't want to do that. The small little minute things You have to, those small details that don't really add up to nothing, don't matter when they feel like they do in the moment. Those are the things that maybe you have to wash away. Focus on the big picture. You want to be in this King of Wands energy. What are the things that you could do to get you into this King of Wands energy? This Empress here for you to build a new foundation, to set new rules. He's holding this king. He's holding this king pawn. He's on this chess game and he is chilling. Yeah, it's time for you to create a new foundation. It's time for you to focus on the bigger picture, to do things that are more aligned with you, the bigger picture. That's going to be so important for you, pile number one. I know the little small things feel right. You're going to have to tap a little bit more into your feminine energy, that intuition, that gut feeling. You're never not going to be masculine dominant. Look at all this fucking fire. You're never not going to be masculine dominant. Like, you are very, whoever, male or female, you're a very masculine, active, go-getter kind of person. But now, it's time for you to reset. Reset your values. Just like fire, set this old shit on fire, blow it up, and out of the ashes, something new. And something new towards the big picture. Because in 5 years, I can feel it. You don't want to be here. I can feel you feel this. Whatever this past energy, whatever this network situation is not real growth, it's false. You want to be here. You want to be light. Sorry. You want to be radiant and light. You want to be the king of your tribe. You want to take care of your family or your co-workers or your job or whatever you're running. Okay, pile one. That's all I see for you. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel in this video. I appreciate it more than you can even understand. I hope you have a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, or night, whenever this message reaches you. Bye. Okay. Hi, pile number 2. So let's get right into today's reading. At first, I'm going to take a look at the energy that you are in. And then I'm going to take a look at where you would like to be 5 years from now. And then we're going to look at how you could do that. So pile number 2. I got a couple of things to say before you even start your reading, okay? You definitely have the most cards here pulled on out of all the piles. And I'm going to tell you why. It took me a very long time to kind of fight through your energy a little bit. And there's some sort of blockage about knowing what you really want. Because when I went to the where do you want to be pile, this part came up, and then it just didn't feel right to me. And we have an Ace of Swords in reverse. And then I said, what does pile 2, where would pile 2 really like to be? Not just where they really like to be. And then I had a whole nother set of cards. So we're definitely going to get into that. But where are you now, pile 2? Pile 2. When I see this Knight card, the first thing that always comes up to me is once a night, always a night. We have loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor, and in the shadow, we have allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. Sorry, let me focus that. All right, and then we have hero and heroine for where you're at now. We have light attributes as passion for a journey or personal empowerment. In shadow, we have escapism, a false sense of heroism. So the Emperor, and then failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So pile number 2. I feel right now, the Knight and the Hero. First of all, I'm to have the Knight and the Hero, to have 2 sacrificial cards right underneath the Emperor. I'm going to start off with saying, like, you're in a place where you feel maybe like the world is on your shoulders, or your world is on your shoulders, in your job, in your household, in your community, in your set of friends, in your family. You feel like a self-martyring person. And self-martyrdom to the point where I think you see this Empress all about foundation. I think you've built your foundation on sacrificing yourself, your wants, your needs for others. See, this Knight says allegiance to destructive ruler or principle. And it feels very deep-rooted with you. It feels so deep-rooted. It feels like the core of your foundation. Allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. So this doesn't have to be a person. It could be a way of life. It could be a lifestyle. It could be a religion. It could be a parental figure. It could be at work, or maybe a belief you have about work or money or family or anything. There is some sort of belief that there's some sort of belief that you picked up or built your foundation on that has you in a state of just constant self-martyrdom. I think about, like, sometimes growing up in maybe the Christianity or the Catholic religion, and it's like love thy neighbor, and it's a lot of charity stuff, and then it's a lot of shame if you don't do it. I think it might be good for this pile to look up, like, maybe religious healing, or something with codependency, because your core foundation just feels so wrapped up and so built on this heroine, hero, this Knight. And we have this failure card, because if your foundation is based on, no offense, like getting walked on by other people, yeah, I could understand how that failure feeling comes. Once again, I said, to have the Knight and the Hero card is really a lot. That is a lot of just, you're the person who's supposed to, right, get on the horse, ride in, save the day, I don't know, get the girl, and then you're supposed to be the person, like, after, to go back, clean up the mess, and then maybe the next day do the same thing. Like, you can't do all those roles. It's not possible. Maybe that's why you feel like a failure, because you're trying to balance between being a Knight and being a hero. You're trying to, I don't know, maybe you're a manager in a company, and a lot of the work falls on your shoulders, and you're trying to be the kind of manager and the kind of person you were raised to be, or you build your foundation on being the kind of person who comes in and saves the day, and who's responsible, who self-sacrifices, but you can't do both. Okay, so I want to look into where you want to be. And first it came up as monk nun, right? And we have light attributes, selfless devotion, a single-minded dedication to spirit. And then we have negative judgment of the physical world, excessive piety. So what it feels like, and I can understand after self-sacrificing yourself, after all this self-martyrdom, constant failure, I guess you could be feeling, anybody would be feeling it. To constantly be ripping your chest out and your heart out and self-sacrificing to feel like you're getting nowhere. Yeah, you're tired. And I could understand how you feel like you want to be in the most extreme hermit mode possible. The Ace of Swords is like a new mental offering, and where you want to be is shut down. It says where you want to be is shut down, getting no stimulation, no nothing, and that is a depressive state. And that's why I said pile number 2. I looked at that and it didn't particularly feel right, and that's why I pulled 2 set of cards for you. So I'm going to just cover this up because you don't want to shut your mind down. Shutting your mind down is going numb, is going blank, it's not taking in any more information, it's not growing. It feels like you're getting to a point of overwhelm and overload, and the only way out, it feels like, is to shut down your mind. And I definitely can understand how that feels like that's where you would want to be. And if you give into that, you can get there, but I don't think it's going to help you in this current situation, and I don't think it's going to help you get to where you really want to be in 5 years. So I'm just going to remove this card from the board completely. Now, the 6 of Pentacles. This looks more right. The Fool. This looks better. 5 years from now, pile 2. And this is, look at this green. This is in the heart, not in the 3D where you're stressed out. But 5 years from now, it seems like you want to be somebody who is kind and loving and generous. And you want to be someone who does do these things for people, who can be a hero and a knight for people. But you want to do it in a way where it does not stress you out, where it does not drain you, where it does not make you feel like you need to mentally shut down. The Fool, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. This 6 of Pentacles is all about balancing and giving. You want to come into people's life and you want to give to them. You want to give openly and freely. You want to go out and be able to be your true self and have that be accepted. And maybe you will be a little bit self-sacrificing, because healing is not linear. It goes in circles. But you want in 5 years to be the kind of person that has the people around them who can see that, who appreciates, who understands the part that you play in that story. That's where you want to be in 5 years. You want to be someone openly, freely, willingly given without this twinge of failure. You want to be someone who openly gives, but not because it's based off your foundation, because it's coming from your heart. Because you care. All right, so pile number 2, how do you get there? So we have New Moon in Leo, shine. It is time for you to be the main character in your story. You could no longer be the knight or the hero in someone else's story, because when you're the hero in someone else's story, you're playing by their rules and their roles. It's time for you to now be the hero and be the knight of your own story. Leo is all about being in the spotlight. It's represented by the sun. Whenever I explain astrology to anybody and I talk about the sun, it is the center of our fucking solar system. Every single planet in our solar system revolves around one fucking source of being of light, and it's the sun. It's time for you to step into that Leo sun energy. You need to shift. And that's why you have the Fool here and the King of Cups. You have to shift your emotional. You have to shift your emotional intelligence now to what you want. You have to attune inside to what you want, to what you need, to what is going to push your story forward. You have to be, you're never going to not be the hero, and you're never not going to be the knight. You're never not going to be sacrificial. This is who you are. But there are ways to do it where it doesn't leave you drained, feeling like a failure. And once again, I removed that card from the board, but feeling like that upside down mental energy where you just want lights out. You have to be the main character in your story, and no one else could do it for you. And that's why we have the Fool. The Fool is someone who takes the chances and jumps off the hill. This lady is jumping off of a lake backwards with a crystal in her hand without a care in the goddamn world. And that's how you have to dive into your story as the main character head first. It's so important for you to do that, part two. You're not going to get the satisfaction you're looking for being the hero in someone else's story. 5 years from now, you can have that sense of giving that you want to be. But you got to be able to do it on your own terms. You have to be able to identify it on your own terms. And you have to become the main character in your story. Okay, part two. That's all I see for you. Thank you so much for clicking on this channel. I send you so much love and gratitude. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, night, evening, whenever this message reaches you. Love you to death. Bye. Mwah. Okay, pile number 3. How you doing today? We're going to get right into the reading. So pile number 3, I'm going to start right off the bat with the God's honest truth. It's going to take me a little time to try to settle into your reading because you have some interesting cards that represent where you would like to be in 5 years. So I've been starting off this reading by just like looking at the energy where you're in that now, and then going to where you want to be and how to get there. But something is telling me to focus on where you want to be first. And the first thing that I'm picking up here is a lot of green. And it's pulling me straight into the heart chakra. We have the 3 of Swords, and then we have the Tower here. I mean, at first glance, these might appear as very, I guess, painful cards. 3 of Swords is mental, Swords represents the mind. We have literally a shredded heart right here, and a girl crying with a dead tree in the background. And then we have the Tower with a lightning strike. So at first glance, it seems like 2 very painful cards and a very interesting, weird place to want to be 5 years from now. But then I see this Advocate right underneath it, and it's more green. Inspires you to put compassion into action. Shadow attributes, embraces negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. So let's look here. You're in a current energy of judgment, engineer, and empathy. So are you a person, pile number 3? Who maybe stuff your emotion down? When I look at this card, the first thing that I think of someone who comes off very robotic-like. Maybe you don't lead with emotions. It feels like maybe you live a very logic-driven life. Like your decisions on your day-to-day is not based on how you feel, how someone else might feel, or the emotion of the day. Like, it feels like you're not the kind of person who gets up and be like, oh, the weather is nasty, I think I'm just gonna stay in bed and be lazy because I want to. Like, your logical mind be like, yeah, okay, I know you want to, but gotta get up and do what I gotta do and go where I gotta go. It feels like you're a person who definitely leads with your logical mind. So I'm gonna pull another card, or yeah, just to kind of help me understand, because we could lead with a logical mind and we can stuff down our emotions, but it don't mean like it doesn't mean we don't have them. You seem like a very empathetic person, is Cameron. I feel like you're not coming off that way to the people around you, and maybe that's why you have like maybe this sword moment and this tower moment, like where you want to be. Maybe you want to be a more open person with your emotions and let the people around you see you when you're hurt, when you're in pain. Maybe that's where you want to be in 5 years. In 5 years, you want to be the kind of person who is not so robotic in their movements and their choices with the people around them. Maybe you want to become a more open-hearted person, and that is allowing people to see your pain. I'm just going to ask for one more card just to help understand this judgment energy that you're in. Because the judgment energy that you're in feels like you are ready to actually get out of this robotic way of living. Like, it feels like you're ready to transcend that. Maybe that was a point in a time in your life where you had to live like that for survival. I'm getting like maybe a rough childhood. Yeah, I'm getting like a rough childhood. Maybe growing up with a parent who had high expectations of you. I feel like maybe they seen you as an adult, or they gave you a lot of responsibilities, or there was a lot on your shoulders when you were a child. It feels like you had to play very adult roles. It also feels like you have to play very masculine roles. And when I say masculine roles, like, feminine is a receiving energy, and the masculine is like a giving, doing energy. So it feels like as a child, you had to do a lot of doing. Yeah. The Emperor came out. This came out in every single pile, actually. The Emperor came out, and then we have, yeah, the Moon. So, yeah, pile number 3. It feels like, because maybe of the way you were brought up or raised or taught, it feels like you had a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. And maybe when you was younger, there was a situation that came where you did react emotionally, and there were high consequences to pay. And maybe from that moment on, you learned to maybe push down or stuff down those emotions. Or maybe you was in a situation when you was growing up and you weren't really allowed to show emotions, or that wasn't allowed in your house. You grew up in a very like masculine, military or militant household, and emotions wasn't like that kind of soft femininity of like, yeah, you see this Moon card, she's dived deep into it, and I feel like that was taken away from you. I feel like it was stomped out, or I feel like it was taken away from you, like you wasn't allowed to explore the depth of the emotions. Like maybe when you were a kid and you were growing up and you cried about something, you were upset about something, and your parents just like, stop all that crying, and they yelled at you for it, and you learned to stuff it down. But I feel right now, more than anything, you are in an energy where you really want to get rid of that. It feels like you're actively working to get rid of that. But I don't know if the people around you can see it. They don't see the depth of your emotions. They don't see you trying to purge. They kind of just see this robotic, emotionless, kind of boop, 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 like getting stuff done, taskmaster. That's what I'm getting. They're not the people in your life, whether it feels more like family. It could be work, but it feels like more like your family and your home environment and the people closest to you. They're not diving deep. They don't see the depth of your emotions, and you have a lot of them. You have a lot of them. Your emotions run deep. You are not a robot. Let's start off by saying you are not a robot. I'm so sorry that you developed that defense coping mechanism in your earlier years, but it is now the responsibility of the victim to heal the trauma, and you have to give yourself some sort of safe place to start to be able to open up and let some of these emotions out, because you really want to do it. You really want to do it. You want the people close to your life to see all your sides. You don't want them to see you as someone who walks and gets something done. You want them to see all your sides, because that's how they really get to know you. So, pile number 3. How do you get from this to this? Okay, so pile number 2. How do you get from here to here, right? We're going to start off with, you are not a computer. You're not a robot. You have to it's important for you to bring some kind of passion back into your life. And not just the things that you were supposed to do. Something that makes you, look at this lady. She's beating on I don't know even what she's doing. She's beating on a drum. She looks so happy. You need to do, is it going to focus? Focus, they want to see you. Yes. Oh, asking you to sleep. Sorry, part number 3. Yes, so see this lady? She is having a good time. She is having a blast. And you're not going to know at first what ignites that fire in you, because it feels like you have such a sense of responsibility, but it's okay. You're going to keep trying and you're going to keep failing, because it's healing is not linear. It's circular. But you have to bring that kind of fire and passion into your life. You have to find things that create that spark that passion. It's not all about duty and task and what you're supposed to do and pushing emotions down so you can get to the next. Yes, sometimes we do have to do that. We do. But sometimes we have to stop and smell the roses and enjoy our life. Like, we only here for so long. And if you stay in this robotic mode, I feel like you'll continue to, I don't know, work, and then you're gonna look up and you're gonna have done all that work, and you're gonna miss the moment. You're gonna have you're gonna miss it. You're gonna spend all the time in robotic mode that you're not gonna enjoy the steps and the levels. It's like building towards a house and someone's just working 60 hours a week to get a house, and they want better for their family, but then they're not seeing their family for 60 hours a week. So then maybe you get the house, but then the connection with your family is not good. I hope that analogy made sense. You definitely have to bring a little bit more into your life, bit by bit, that passion, that fire. And this new moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine, this is something that you're going to have to use your feminine energy to do. You're going to have to pull on your intuition. You're going to have to, not just what it's supposed to do, but maybe what feels right. Not just what I'm supposed to do, but what feels right for me to do. What is giving me a burning sensation? What's making me want to do it more? Not just because I have to do it, because I want to do it, because I want to go for it, because it excites me. What makes you feel more connected to spirit? What makes you feel more connected to being on this earthly plane? There are things and passions inside you that are outside of duty, and you definitely have to bring them into your life. And then this part, this opening up part, you probably see people with bleeding hearts and wonder how the fuck do they do that. You probably see people tearing down their bridges and rebuilding it and coming out anew, and you're probably still working on the robotic thing. You want to be that kind of person. I could feel it. And you can be, but you have to ignite your passion. Yeah, sometimes you're not going to know which way to go, and that's fine. Because when everything is set up, you know, step 1, step 2, step 3, that's comfortable, you know where to go. Sometimes you're not going to know which way to go. Pisces be out here just doing things, I don't even know off what. Because sometimes their intuition is trash. But, you know, it be getting where it needs to get them. Let me stop talking shit. But, yeah, you have to be more Pisces, like, you have to maybe even be more Aries, like introduce some fire into your life, some excitement into your life. If it's not bringing you this spark, if you're not looking like this lady banging on the drum, if it's not getting you that, it's not for you. Because then you're going to go through the natural motions of what it is to build something that you like or lose it. Whatever happens, the consequences that happens after, that's life. But then you'll be able to naturally share these things with the people in your life, because they are, I can feel it so strong. Look at this. This is how they see you. They don't see you as this lady banging on the drum, whether you're a man or a lady. They don't see you as this passionate lady banging on the drum. They see you as this kind of cold, calculated, logical computer person just trying to get shit done. Okay, pal number 3. That's all I see for you. Thank you so much for clicking on this channel. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night when you watch this, or whenever this message reaches you. I have so much love and so much gratitude for you. Thank you so much. I really hope to see you again. Mwah.